Narcissists are weird people. Everyone has their own individual personality, but narcissists always end up doing very similar things because they have that personality disorder. And it's why all of our stories are so similar. They might have different details, but because they have narcissistic personality disorder, they end up being attracted to very similar people as well. And this is based on a psychology test. You've probably heard of it. It's pretty popular. It's the Myers-Briggs, and the personality type is the INFJ. These are like candy to a narcissist because these are the savior types, like Mother Teresa, Martin Luther King. It's people who like to see the good in others, and not only just see the good in others, but also try to rescue them. And we probably are like that, have some of that personality type in ourselves. We chose to see the good parts of the narcissist. And even when they started hurting us and neglecting us and all that terrible stuff, we still tried to save them. We fought so hard for this relationship and for this person, and the INFJ is exactly like this. The introverted part of them, it it makes them a prime target for a narcissist, just like a lot of empaths, a lot of people who get stuck in these relationships with the narcissist. We tend to be introverted, and that's not that that's a bad thing. Honestly, I think it's a good thing. But the point is, when you're introverted, you likely have less friends, if any. You like to have these one-on-one conversations with people, right? You like to have these very deep um, connections with others, and narcissists are always looking to take advantage of situations. They're not altruistic like a lot of us are, and especially like this personality type. They are in it for themselves. It's almost they're almost so selfish that they aren't selfish, meaning that they're so focused on me that they can't see past themselves. It's not like this is kind of complicated to explain about narcissists, but it's not almost like a malicious intent. It's almost like they're just such careless, self-absorbed people that they're not even really thinking about you. It's not that they like take stuff like money or whatever from you because they want to hurt you in a sense. It's more like, well, like let's pretend I'm the narcissist and be like, I need that money. He has that money. I'm gonna take it from him because I need it. I don't like it doesn't matter if I take it from him or if I steal it from like a bank or something, right? Like it's like their needs are so important above all other people that it's not even in a sense like it's not. I don't believe narcissists step out of the house with like a plan to go hurt people. I believe they just walk through life like a lot of us, and just like everyone's personality type molds and changes their actions in the world, the narcissist is like that too. Just like how we probably go out and help someone that's in need, our friend or whatever, and we don't really give a second thought about it. It's just natural and like almost impulsive for us. That's how the narcissist is. They are going out and doing these very inconsiderate things without a second thought. It's not like they're not as cold and calculated as you might think. They're very impulsive, and that's why they end up hurting not only us, but they end up hurting themselves. The thing about a narcissist is they have a faulty sense of internal regulation. The fact that you ruminate and focus on the narcissist and try to resolve that in your head, that's actually a good thing. And it sucks at times because we get stuck on negative and sometimes positive things, but the narcissist doesn't really have that. That's why they end up always in these terrible situations. That's why they end up yelling at people like that. It's obviously socially unacceptable to do because they don't have that internal regulation that a lot of us have. And just like this favorite personality type, we are likely, because we're empathetic, because we are on that side of the human experience, we tend to feel a lot. One of the things that I noticed that got me stuck in life's traumas, that just got me stuck with the narcissist, I'm a very feely person, meaning I focus a lot on how I feel in the moment, which can be great when you're trying to be empathetic and have like meaningful relationships with people and yourself. But when you feel your emotions too much, when you have emotional dysregulation, it becomes a hindrance. This is one of the traps we get in with the narcissist, and the INFJ really gets into this in a problem with the narcissist because they are altruistic, a lot like us. They are looking and feeling like, yes, the narcissist has done all these dirty, awful things to me, but I feel like I could save them. I feel like I love them and I'm gonna keep trying. It's this feel, feel, feel. But I found that when you have a balance with other things, when we aren't paying too much attention to like that logical cold side of ourselves, we end up being guided and sometimes misguided by our emotions. It's it's a big part of why the narcissist at this point probably that they're bad for you. They're bad news, but you still sometimes it's kind of sick how sometimes you still love them even after all the awful things they did to you. There's many personality types, but you're likely a more feeling emotional person, and that is what's getting you stuck and caught up with giving the narcissist so many chances. These personality types that have an inclination to be more in their emotions, they go inwards. We talk to ourselves a lot in our head. We we're very introverted, and the narcissist is the opposite of that. They don't regulate themselves. They don't like to look internally. That's why they're always goal oriented, like go out and get things in the outside world type of people. And these personality types really clash when someone is just wanting things on a surface level, but you are giving them more meaning than they deserve. It creates this incongruence in your thought process, and you're never going to be able to understand the narcissist when you are thinking about things on this very deep level, but to them it's just why it hurts so bad when we're like, I gave you everything, I gave everything to this person, and I'm destroyed. Like, it was all meaningless to you. Everything to them is pretty meaningless. So to the narcissist, it was just another one of their many surface level things they're doing in life. They're not that deep of people. So when you're trying to understand them, and it's a person, it's hard to understand as a very emotional person how someone can go about in the world that way, but that is just how they are. And a common thing that we probably all share, and I know I feel this way, is you feel misunderstood. And a lot of and the INFJ personality type, think of like the common example of like MLK. He of course he felt misunderstood, right? Like, it's part of that personality type. It's part of all of us that we see the world, and again, we see the world one way, and when we run into someone like a narcissist that is so in the other direction, we just feel even more misunderstood, and we keep trying to like force the narcissist to understand us, and it doesn't work because they really can't. Like, they might be able to cognitively understand what we're going through, but it's part of giving up hope and getting better is realizing that the narcissist is never going to see you the same way you want to be seen. And this also gets us caught up when you always feel misunderstood, and then the narcissist comes along and they fake all that like caring and stuff in the beginning. We feel seen. The narcissist can't feel those like loving empathy type feelings, but they, through experience, they've learned that people like that people have those emotions, so they've learned to fake them because it's fake, right? When things are fake and too good to be true, like we knew with the narcissist, likely they feel good. Like, it's too good to be true. It's like when you have like anything that's artificial, right? That's like made to be better than real life. Like, things like that are meant to feel better than they're supposed to feel, right? It's like when we watch a movie. It's a Hollywood movie. It's amazing and incredible because it's an exaggeration of real life. And when we finally get that feeling that someone actually understands us, that someone actually loves us, we cling on to it a lot because it's hard to find, right? What I've noticed about the greatest people in life is they accept their vulnerabilities. They know their weaknesses, and it's not necessarily that when you know you have a weakness, you don't like work on it super hard really and try to make it one of your strengths. That's kind of silly. If you suck at doing things with your hands, you're not gonna force yourself to get a job in like carpentry or something like that, right? You It's better to focus on your strengths. But see, that's one of the many pitfalls of the narcissists. They're not willing to see their weaknesses. They're not willing to self-reflect. That's why they'll never work on the relationship with you. That's why they're always going to keep making the same mistakes. How I improved as a person and got away from toxic relationships is I accepted that I feel too much. I give too much of myself. And it's not that I let the world corrupt me and just become this cold, harsh, rational thing that sometimes people get into as like a trauma response from dating narcissists and toxic people in general, is that I just learned that even though feeling and loving people and all that good stuff isn't bad, it can sometimes hurt me because I do it too much and I give it to the wrong people. So I'm just more selective of who I love, who I give that feeling and attention to. And that's how things that we see as weaknesses can end up being some of our greatest strengths.